Hello everyone. We in the last video studied about a function that can return a string value and that can take a parameter. So now I hope you might have some basic idea. Sorry guys, you might have some basic idea on how to write a function and how to write a function void function and how to write a return type function and how to give a name and how to pass the parameters. So basic things. So if this function is a return type function, so this is return type is string. Why? Because we are returning the string. That is why when we call the function, we can assign the function return value to a string variable and print. In case if we don't return anything and we will just print the value like s here, then we cannot assign this, so then this will become a void function, obviously, because we don't return anything. So then we cannot assign the function to anything, because the function is not returning anything, it is just printing something. Okay, so in that case what we will do, we will just call the function and pass the name. Okay, maybe rows or whatever you want, and pass the name. So what this will happen is what will happen here is rows will be taken here, so x will be the rows value, so it will be added here. So hello rows, how are you will be created and assigned to s, and the function will print the s here inside the function. So s will be printed, hello rows, how are you will be printed, but function is not returning anything. Earlier what we did, instead of printing we returned the s value. So then inside the void loop we took the s value and assigned it to another string variable here, and we used the string variable the way we wanted. Okay, so there is a difference between a function that returns something and a function that doesn't return anything. Okay, I hope you got it, because this function is not giving any value back here to us, it is just doing a work. So we just call it, so we should have a semicolon and it will print it. But if we have return type function, instead of printing like earlier, return s, right, and this should say what type of what is the data type of the variable that we return. So string, so there is a return type. Okay, then I can assign it to a string variable here as we did earlier. So this function return value I will assign here, and then I can print the serial println using this a. Oh, I can do something else with a, that is my choice. Okay, so in this case the function is returning something, so we have the return type here. Okay, so I hope now you got some idea, right, of what return type means, what is a parameter means, what is a void function mean, and what is the main difference between both of them, a void function and a return type function. Okay, so now let's quickly do an example. What we will do is, let's take two numbers. Okay, let's take two numbers and we will add those numbers together, and then we will say something like the addition, okay, the addition of the number, or let's say the addition added value of the number is this. Okay, and then we will print the number. Okay, you understand? So instead of just printing the number, we will say what the total of these two numbers is this. Okay, so anyway, what I am going to do is I am going to return a string. Why? I am going to say the total of the number is this as a string value. Okay, so I am going to return a string here. So but I want to take two numbers. Okay, so I will create a function called, let's say, adder again. So this function is going to add two values. So I'm going to pass two numbers, integer values, let's say int x comma int y. Okay, then here what I will do, I will simply remove these things and I will say integer total is equal to x plus y. I'm adding those numbers here, right? Then I want to return what? That integer? No. I want to say something like the total value is this value, and then I have to return the string. Okay, there is a task here, because total is an integer value, but this function data type is string value. Okay, so what I will do is I will say string, I will define a string, maybe s is equal to that concatenated value, right? What is the value? I forgot it. Okay, the total of the two numbers is, okay, then plus x. Okay, then what I have to do is, now what should here be here? So if it is 10 and if it is 5, that means the total is 15. Then we should print the total of the two numbers is 15. Okay, we should assign that string value, that means this statement, to a string variable, and we are supposed to return that string variable, right? Okay, so there is a string variable, and we have to assign it here to a variable, to another we have to assign it, we have to call the function and assign it to a string variable, and we can print the string value. Okay, so like something we did earlier, only thing is we are having a, it is not x, it should be total. I'm sorry guys. Okay, it should be total. Only thing we are having is we are adding a string with an integer here, right? So what I'm going to do is I am going to paste the code in a simulation environment and check what is going to happen. Okay, so I'll take this environment, I'm going to paste it. Okay, done, and I'm going to run and see what is going to happen. Okay, what is that happening? So it says some E2 numbers is, and the total is not being printed. Okay, forget about the E. You may wonder why the is not fully printed, only the TH is coming. Just ignore it for the moment. So see, but the total, the value total is not being printed. What I expect is the total of the two numbers is, since this is 5 and 10, 15. So it should be saying the total of the two numbers is 15. That string should be returned here, and that should be assigned and printed here. So we should get the total of the two numbers is 15. Unfortunately, the 15 value is not being printed here. Forget about the E thing here. It is some issue, I don't know what it is, but it will be okay soon. But the main issue is this total is not being printed. So what is the problem? Let's have a look. Okay, so here if we come to the code, okay, we see we are concatenating the string. Okay, that means we are adding two values together and creating a final string. We studied it earlier, right? The total of the two numbers is plus the total value. Okay, we are concatenating, or we are adding two values together and creating a new string. Okay, so here one problem is when we are concatenating the strings, okay, and creating a final string value, every element should be a string. Okay, that means if you are going to concatenate, doing a string concatenation, you can do, let's say this is a final string value, so string 1 plus string 2, you can do like this, plus string 3. Okay, so what I'm saying is this is the first value we have here, this one. Okay, and this is the second value we have here, that is total. But when you are concatenating a string, what I'm saying is concatenating strings. Okay, that means when we are adding plus 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 and creating a new string, every adding element should be a string. Okay, that means in string concatenation, every element that is being added should be a string data type. But unfortunately total is an integer data type, it's a number. So actually you cannot concatenate, add a string value to a integer value and create a new string value, because they are different data types. You can't do it. Okay, so if you want to do it, or if you want to print the string value, then what can you do? There is a way. Okay, what is the way? We will see in the next video.